Hello, hello! I've been waiting for you. I'm Taren S, an old conjuring witch with over 40 years experience in the community. And I'm brewing some magic today. You want to brew some with me? Come on in! Hello, hello, Crossroads Witches and other interesting magical beings. I hope everyone is doing well today. First, of course, I'm going to say thank you to my subscribers. You guys are awesome. And to those in which have joined the YouTube membership, thank you so much for your support. And of course, I'm going to tell you to go to houseofwitchcraft.com and please check out our community. Now, with all that said, I want to share something with all you witches. And I got me a new book. It's called 100 Plants That Heal. I'm not sure with my lights how well because it's a dark cover, but it's a really pretty picture book. It has photographs, little tidbits with all sorts of interesting things on the different plants. Now I showed this to another witch and they sort of double taked on me. And they're like, Taren, I'm sort of surprised you're getting a healing book. And I thought about that for a minute. And I was like, y'all think because like I'm a Southern Conjure and Dark Witch, that everything I know within botanicals is based on cursing. And which is almost sort of true, but not really true. I want to back up first and talk a little bit about my dirt. Because the first herbal books that I was exposed to were the Papa Jim, which through the 70s, 80s, 90s, you can still get reprints of these little books, but this was what we had available, all right? This is before Llewellyn became Llewellyn. We have these wonderful little books, all right? They are based more within American folk magic, within hoodoo, to some degree New Orleans voodoo, and of course the Southern Conjure. So that's my basis. That's where I started. And my teacher told me that I needed to learn how to heal first, all right? And I know many of y'all be sitting there, yeah, that makes sense. It does. And so one of my favorite books and I have several versions of this through Reader's Digest, Healing Foods. I also have foods that harm, foods that heal, all these different healing. And through that, learning about the nature of the plant, the herb, all right, is how we develop a relationship with them. I'm going to show some of my other books. I got a little stack of books here for y'all witches. We often say that which harms heals, that which heals harms, and that you need to learn both sides. When we were talking about learning the spirit of the root, it is not a Llewellyn magical list, all right? And I know a lot of times it's really hard. I was actually talking with Voetta, who gave me the information where she was talking about having to get past the algorithm. Because if you type in magical herbs, you're going to get everything through Llewellyn, and you're going to get every reversion, repurposing, reusing, relisting, regurgitating of the Scott Cunningham magical herb list. Now, I ain't throwing shade on Scott. I really like his book. It does have some nice attributes to it. All right. But as far as learning to get up into the spirit of the root, first you need to learn about just the root, the plant in general. What are its benefits? And I find like when I was showing this book earlier, one of the things I love is that she gives these little folklore. All right. I mean, there is all sorts of magical information in this book. If you learn to look between the lines, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying right there. All right. Another book that I really like is the Herbal Handbook. all right? David Hoffman, A User's Guide to Medicinal Herbalism, all right? And this is giving, again, the spirit of the plant. It talks about where it's growing, things you can mix with it, things it doesn't like mixed with it. Again, learning to read between the lines teaches me the darker nature of the plant, the herb, whatever I'm looking for. Now, when I want to get into what's a good magical herb book, one of my favorite books that I always, let me get my glasses, because people got to write their name too small. This is The Meaning of Herbs, Myth, Language, and Lore by Gretchen Scoble and Anna Field. I love this little book, all right? It tells stories, okay? This is the fascinating history of over 50 varieties of herbs. And I love the way it's written, and it tells the poppy. And it will give you like a little nursery rhyme. Again, reading between the lines. But the language of herbs is so important. This isn't just read the list. Rosemary's for peace and protection. Lavender is for calming. Mint is invigorating. All right? That ain't the spirit of it. When you got to hold it in your hand and breathe life into it and connect with it, you need to know the essence of it. All right? And it's not in the next magical book. Okay? You notice so far I haven't really thrown up any magical books yet. All right? One sec. Goodness, y'all. I had a really long session seminar yesterday, and I can feel it in the back of my voice. Now, magic books. And this isn't even really a magic book, but this is the book of aphrodisiacs. Ooh, I love this. Some giggity giggity right here, witches. All right. Again, this is teaching about the spirit of it. And like reading between the lines, we get into the magic of these different herbs. Now, I will tell you, my favorite magical herb book is called Le Grimoire Enchantment, or A Sorcerer's Cookbook. Originally, it was French. Or it came out, the original book was in French. It's now in English. It's by Brigit Boulard Cordeau. All right, and it's called The Sorcerer's Cookbook. Now, again, y'all see it's got like little notes, little stories. It also has recipes. This is hyacinth confetti. Put a little joy in your heart. And it tells the lore, the background. It gets into the spirit. And I really do like this book. I can't recommend it enough. Pasta with shellfish. Ooh, that sounds really good. All right. But it will give the whole ingredients, how they're interacting with each other, why they're being used together. All right. You know, and how to set the mood. And so these are some. I do have some other more mundane books on herbs, gardening section, and things like that. I don't have these different Llewellyn magical herbal books. That's someone else's interpretation. I have my own list based on what I have learned using medical, using academic, and using folkloric magic, so that I myself can connect to the spirit. And then in my own book, I will write down, rosemary for me is my front door tone of protection. All right. and how I personally use it, how I've connected to it. And that's what you need to do, witches. We have some amazing books, authors. We are in such an information age. It's information overload. And I'm going to tell you what Boetta said when she was going down this rabbit hole and we were talking was do not put in magical in your search engine. Do not put witchcraft into your search engine because it will put you onto the Llewellyn algorithm. All right? And commercialization, consumerism, buy the next book, all of these things are wrapped in that universe. All right? Witchcraft, magic is not a book club. All right? The book is only there to help you. It's not going to, there is no book that has the secret incantation, has the best rhyme ever said that's going to work for you. It's not in the book, but it is in you, witch. It's in you. Inside of you is the words that you need to speak. All right? That is the power. These books are going to help you. All right? When it comes to working with herbs, working with the root, it's about learning its spirit. All right? Go out and hug a rosemary bush and see how it makes you feel. Okay? All right, I had to do me a little editing because I realized I have forgot one of my favorite books, in which I have been having so much fun, and that's by H.o.W, and that is the Illustrated Herbery Guide. She has several. I love the Herbery Guide. It comes with some of the cutest cards. All right, but what I really like, back to the stories, she connects, let me move this here, I've got pictures. She tells the story of the herb, the root. Her own story is very inspirational. She actually moved to Ireland for a year so that she could really connect with the spirit, get into nature, and she put it into this wonderful little book. This little book has got so much magic in it. It comes with these wonderful oracle divination cards that are eerily accurate, which that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying I've been enjoying these. Again, can't recommend this one enough. You know, we talk about taking walks, go out in your backyard, find out what's growing there, watch it through the entire 4 seasons. How this one plant, bush, tree, each season it changes, all right? And starting to understand that. But the magic of herbs is not in a book. It's in the herbs themselves, in the root themselves. And you need to go out and connect with them. Get a good base knowledge, all right? All knowledge is magical energy potential waiting to be used, okay? All right. I hope it helps with that, getting into the spirit of the root, understanding that these books are here for a base knowledge, but the actual connection, the actual magic of the root is something you have to connect to. All right? So, of course, I want to hear what your favorite herb books are. What is your favorite way to connect to the spirit of the root? All right? And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And, of course, please go read those comments. We have got some really smart witches who leave some good stuff down there. And with that being said, witches, go out, fly those brooms. Have a bright, blessed day. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and H.o.W.